Welcome everybody to the February 8th, 2021 Board of Supervisors meeting of North Coventry Township. My name is Jim Marks. I am the chairman of the board. I'm joined here this evening by Rick Sheeler, who is vice chairman, Supervisor Spencer Claypool, and Supervisor Rebecca Elliott. Also joining us here on this call this evening is Erica Battler, our township manager, and Dan Sager, our solicitor. Back in late 2019, the township began a transition, beginning with a township manager and a police chief. We spent most of the early 2020s seeking candidates for both those positions. In May, we were fortunate enough to hire a new township manager, and in, I believe, March, we appointed at that time Officer Matt Diker to the position of officer in charge, essentially a interim police chief. The point of that period is to give the officer in charge the time to kind of work in that position. While it was certainly our hope to complete our transition earlier than February of 2021 due to the pandemic and the challenges of not being in the same room or same building for all these months made that take a little bit longer. Glad to be here this evening and in welcoming Matt Diker, appointing him to the position of police chief. Just a little bit about Matt, a long-term North Coventry police officer. He joined the police department in June of 1997. He served as a patrol officer, a criminal investigator, a criminal evidence officer, a master patrol officer, a field training officer, a crash constructionist, an accreditation manager. He also served on special assignments with the Chester County Drug Task Force, the Chester County Child Abuse Task Force, the Chester County Sexual Assault Response Team, and the Chester County Internet Crimes Against Children Task Force. Matt has also been very active in his community, served as a DARE officer, also involved in Boy Scouts and involved with civic school and church organizations here in our community. Matt is, as many of you know, a resident of North Coventry Township. It is with great pleasure that we take this opportunity to swear him in as chief. And doing the honors is the Honorable Judge John Hipple. For those of you who don't know, John was a longtime North Coventry police officer, worked with Matt for many years. And it's just so appropriate that this evening, John is with us to swear in Matt as the police chief. So at this time, Judge Hipple, I'm going to present Matt Diker to you to be sworn in.
Thank you very much, Mr. Marks. Matt, if you raise your right hand for me, please, left hand on the Bible, and you'll repeat after me. I, Steve Matthew Diker,
I, Steve Matthew Diker,
do solemnly swear that I will support,
do solemnly swear that I will support,
obey, and defend
the
Constitution of the United States,
the Constitution of the United States,
the Constitution of the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania,
the Constitution of the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania,
and the ordinances of North Coventry Township.
and ordinances of North Coventry Township.
I will discharge the duties
I will discharge the duties
of the office as Chief of Police
of the office of Chief of Police
with the North Coventry Township Police Department,
for the North Coventry Township Police Department,
Chester County, Pennsylvania,
Chester County, Pennsylvania,
with fidelity.
with fidelity.
I will uphold,
I will uphold,
obey, and enforce the law
obey, and enforce the law
without consideration
without consideration
of a person's race,
of a person's race,
color,
color,
sex,
sex,
religious creed,
religious creed,
sexual orientation,
sexual orientation,
age,
age,
national origin,
national origin,
ancestry,
ancestry,
handicap, or disability.
handicap, or disability.
Congratulations, Chief.
Thank you very much.
Congratulations, Chief Diker, and welcome. Welcome to the position of chief. Anything to say to your family and friends here or on the Zoom call tonight?
I just want to thank all the family and friends for the support and prayers that they've given to me over the past couple of months. The support has been overwhelming. I'm looking forward to this new position and opportunity. The guys that I work with, great bunch of guys, and I know that we're all going to make North Coventry Police Department very proud and do what we need to do. But I'd like to thank the board for this opportunity as well to give me this chance to serve as chief.
Great. Well, welcome. Thank you, Matt. And thank you, Judge Hippel, for being present tonight to swear Matt in. I'm sure that meant a lot to him and to you. You guys worked a long time together.
Mr. Marks. Take care now. Have a great evening.
You too. Thank you. Why don't we do this while Matt's getting set up and saying goodbye to John there. Let's move on to the meeting minutes, and then we'll come back to the appointment and the contract portion of appointing the chief. So at this time, the board has the minutes of the January 25th, 2021, January 25th, 2021 meeting. Do I have any comments or questions on the meeting minutes? Hearing none, do I have a motion to approve the minutes of January 25th, 2021?
So moved.
Spencer makes a motion. Do I have a second?
Second.
Rick seconds it. All in favor?
Aye. Aye.
Aye. Minutes are approved. We have bills, unpaid bills totaling $57,565. And we have a list of paid bills and payrolls totaling $106,565. Do I have any comments or questions on the bills? Do I have any comments or questions from the bills from the audience? These bills were posted to the township website earlier today. If anybody has any questions, just please unmute yourself and ask your question. Hearing none, do I have a motion to pay the $57,565, acknowledge $106,565 of payroll and paid items since the last meeting?
So moved.
Rebecca makes the motion. Do I have a second?
Second.
Rick seconds. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. And the bills are paid and acknowledged. Developers bills. Any comments on the developers bills? Hearing none. And the next item agenda, which is old business. And Erica, this is concerning the township reserve funds. Why don't you bring us up to speed on this?
Sure. We had the Pennsylvania Local Government Investment Trust, Paul Robinson, present in December concerning other options involving the township's investments. Looking at that and analyzing that information, we also went back to the Open Space Review Board and discussed that information. There was a recommendation to proceed from a previous board meeting in November to invest in one-year CDs, which was supported by the Open Space Review Board, considering the investments of the open space funds. What we had found was that the pool of available CDs is decreasing right now with the market conditions. However, the FDIC insurance is still a primary component to the one-year CDs. We can possibly invest in at least 5 or 6 right now, and then we'll continue to monitor market conditions, because even with the pligot options that were presented, the interest rates are not really not significant in nature at this time to probably invest in those options right now. So the recommendation was to continue with the one-year CDs of what is available, and that was a motion made previously. I just wanted to provide an update, and if there was interest in exploring the pligot term or pligot prime options, I can certainly pursue that.
At the last open space meeting, we reconfirmed that the CDs, I believe, was the route that we wanted to go. Chris, if you could just confirm that what my understanding was on that. But that's the way the board felt then.
Yes, it was.
Thank you, Chris.
Any other comments? So no action is required here, Erica, is that correct?
That's correct.
Okay, and Matt, you're back with us, so we're going to go back up to the top of the agenda for the official appointment of Chief Dykert, now that he has been sworn in. There is a contract for the position of chief. The contract has been negotiated with Matt. The terms of the contract, and I'll just briefly give the highlights on this. Beginning with the term of the contract becomes effective today, February 8th, 2021, and it expires on May 31st, 2023. It is for a salary of $114,500. Healthcare benefits are going to mirror the police association benefits, as well as most of the others. There's uniform, short-term disability, cell phone, performance, education, reimbursements, holidays and personal days, sick days. These are all mirror of the police association. So at this time, I'm going to be looking for a motion to authorize the signing of the contract between North Coventry Township and Matt Dykert as Chief of Police. Do I have that motion?
So moved.
Rick makes the motion. Do I have a second?
Second.
Spencer seconds it. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Congratulations, Matt. You're officially the police chief.
Very good. Thank you. Thanks
Yeah.
again.
Welcome aboard.
And congratulations, Matt.
Thank you.
Yes, congratulations.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Moving on to new business. This is reoccurring business, actually. EAC amphibian crossing is that time of year again, believe it or not. We're in February. Kim, you're looking for a motion to approve the closure of St. Peter's Road like you've done every year for how many years now?
I think it's 13, but it's not closing St. Peter's Road. It's closing Wells Road and letting the volunteers. I wish I could close St. Peter's Road, but
I stand corrected. Yeah, that is correct. And have you spoken to Matt about what you're going to need?
no, I did not. And now that I know that he's the new chief, we did work last year together, so I'm sure there won't be any problem. Just some
Good.
cones and barricades and,
Yep, no problem.
all right,
Yeah.
thank you. I'll be in touch.
Okay.
Yep, sounds good. So do I have a motion to approve the closure of Wells Road for the 2021 EAC amphibian crossing?
So moved.
Rebecca makes the motion. Do I have a second?
Second.
Rick seconds it. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All right. Thanks
Thank
again, Kim, for all you do, and keep us posted with your reports and newsletters. They're always very informative, and I look forward to receiving those.
Thank you. Thank you for your support.
So the next item is the acceptance of the resignation of Chris Washburn as a member of the Open Space Review Board. As you all know, Chris has decided to transition out of the Open Space Review Board. He is going to be collaborating with the new chairman. Edie Sheen Hammond was appointed chairman at the January meeting of the Open Space Review Board. So Chris is kind enough to hang around and help with that transition. But at this point, I'm looking for a motion to accept the resignation of Chris Washburn from the Open Space Review Board.
So moved.
Rick makes a motion. Who seconds?
Second.
And Spencer seconds it. All in favor?
Aye.
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 And thank you for your service, Chris. It's with regrets.
The closest that we can get of declaring Chris Washburn Day is a resolution of commendation and appreciation, which the township is going to draft for Chris Washburn for his distinguished service and outstanding dedication as a public servant to North Coventry Township. Chris was appointed to the North Coventry Open Space Review Board in July of 2002 and served through January of 2021. Chris was appointed by the Board of Supervisors, so his role not only is Open Space Review Board, but he also served on our Vacancy Board since January 13th until this past year of 2020. Chris, in his capacity as Open Space Review Board, served as a member representative of the Coventry Land Trust. He also represented North Coventry as a representative to the Hopewell Big Woods Partnership for many years. Chris was instrumental in leading North Coventry Township's open space program in accordance with the 2002 open space referendum passed here in the township, approving the allocation of a dedicated portion of earned income tax to directly support land preservations here in North Coventry. Through these efforts and the efforts of his leadership and the Open Space Review Board, as of December 31st, 2020, 1,472 acres have been preserved through this program, totaling 55 separate transactions for 87 tax parcels, preserving a total of 24% of township land. Chris also coordinated through Act 15 of 2013 with the board to facilitate the approval and use and allocation of open space fund towards the maintenance, stewardship, and the care for land acquired within these funds. And there's no bigger example of where those funds have gone in Coventry Woods and the work and improvements that have been done there over the years. Chris has used his financial and administrative expertise to leverage millions of dollars in public and private support for the conservation and protection of preserved land, farms, forests, and trails, and recreational parkland here in the township. Chris has fostered relationships with landowners, sometimes in difficult negotiations, while upholding a deep appreciation for the interconnected responsibility of his position, ensuring public and private goals could align to achieve mutual benefits. The fondness Chris possesses for the natural world and protecting ground and water and surface water quality, wildlife, and sensitive ecological habitat has served an integral and in fulfilling the mission of the open space program. Chris has been a steadfast advocate and champion for open space preservation in North Coventry, and through his guidance, skill, and dedication has achieved profound success in protecting and enhancing the township's quality of life. Therefore, be it resolved, the Township Board of Supervisors in North Coventry Township individually and collectively commends Chris for his service to North Coventry. And on top of that, I think we owe a special thanks also to Pat Washburn. Pat's been a longtime member of our planning commission, but her sacrifice in giving of Chris's time and energy and many nights and many hours can't be, it does not go unnoticed. So Pat, we thank you for that. We thank you for giving us the ability to work with Chris all these years. I can't help but think tonight of Andy Parvis, who was integral in this start of the Open Space Review Board, worked closely with Chris all those years ago to get this program started. I'm sure he would be proud tonight. So with that, Chris, now I'll turn it over to you if you'd like to say something.
Thank you for so many words. But and in the course of over 18 years, we've accomplished a lot, but what has amazed me with the cooperation of all the boards and commissions in this township and all of our funders is that when, with the help of Andy Parvis, as you mentioned, and the Coventry Land Trust in the beginning before there was an Open Space Review Board, over 77% of the voters passed the referendum to start the open space Fund and the Open Space Review Board. So, we've accomplished a lot, but what has amazed me is in our recent comprehensive plan, almost the same percentage of the voters and responding to the responders of the survey that went out supported the open space program in connecting the various parks. So it's been amazing. We've accomplished a lot of transactions, but out of over $20 million worth of money spent on all these acquisitions, only 17 cents on the dollar have come out of township funds. The rest have come from DCNR, the Chester County, the federal land, the federal government, and a number of other funders. So it's really been amazing. So thank you very much for the kind words. But as you mentioned, I plan to still try to transition some of my historical knowledge into to help Edie Sheen Hammond, who is taking over a tremendous program for this township.
Thank you, Chris. Any other comments? Any comments from the public? If so, please mute yourself.
Can we all unmute and clap for him?
Of course.
Yay! Thank you, Chris.
Thank you very much.
Jim, if I may.
Thanks, Chris.
Yes, Jay, please.
If I can speak on behalf of the North Coventry Parks and Recreation Commission, a special thank you to Chris. Our park system is outstandingly different and improved because of his efforts. I can remember years ago when we didn't have a place in North Coventry to go for a hike. And because of Chris, we have many places to protect our environment, to go for a hike, many wonderful things. So thank you very much, Chris.
And thank you for all your support. It's really been amazing what we've been able to accomplish. And with your Parks and Rec recommendations and the Planning Commission recommendations and all, it's really, we've accomplished a lot.
We had a good team.
That's for
Thank
sure.
you for staying on, Chris. I don't know, it's just too awesome. Your life and your work is such a testament to the people of North Coventry.
And we have a lot more to do too. So we keep it going, guys.
Only with your help.
Anybody else?
Just briefly, Jim, if I may.
Sure.
One thing that you've ensured is a legacy going forward, because once the land has been acquired and protected, it's there for generations, and not just for those who enjoy now, but future residents of North Coventry Township. So nicely done, Chris.
Just for the benefit of the public, that was Bill Sumis,
Thank you, Bill.
our Planning Commission chairman. Before that, Edie Sheen Hammond, our new chairman of the Open Space Review Board, and prior to that, Jay Erb, our chairman from the Parks and Recreation Commission. So certainly appreciate the three of you joining us here tonight. And Kim White from our EAC. I don't want to forget Kim. Just want to thank all of you for joining us here. I know Chris appreciates that. We do as well, and we certainly appreciate everything all of our volunteers do here in North Coventry Township. Township's local government can't survive without its volunteers. It just can't. And we are fortunate enough to have the best volunteers you can find.
And just commenting on Bill's comments, I've been accused of having more subdivisions proposals for the Planning Commission than any developers in total.
That's
which
true.
is true. We've done a lot of subdivisions to carve out open space, but preserving the home and the good land for the homeowners. And it's worked for both parties.
All right, so at this time, I'm looking for a motion to approve resolution number 02-2021, commending Chris Washburn for his outstanding service to North Coventry Township.
So
I'll make
moved.
that.
I heard Rick made the motion, Spencer seconded, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye, thank you, Chris. Okay, moving on to our next agenda item. This is also in regards to the Open Space Review Board. Erica, I'm going to hand this off to you, kind of explain the process and what we need to kind of fix here.
Okay, the Open Space Review Board ordinance that established the members included a representative to the Coventry Land Trust to the board, and that representative was Chris. So moving forward to do a call for volunteer applications, and we will deal with this vacancy at this point. To properly do that, that representative is proposed here to be another member of the public, and that is because the Coventry Land Trust is no longer in operation. So that goes in accordance with the original ordinance, and so the proposed change would be to the section in Chapter 44 establishing the member representatives, eliminating the Coventry Land Trust representative, and adding the additional citizen representative, and then to the establishment of the terms. When the board was established originally, it was 1-year terms and then staggered moving forward. So that just eliminates that reference.
So at this point, we are authorizing the advertisement of it, correct? And then what happens?
Correct.
We have a hearing on it to change
Yes.
it?
So it will be advertised. We'll follow the advertising requirements for that, and at a future meeting there will be a hearing. Yes.
Okay.
For adoption.
Okay. Any questions from the board? Any questions from the public? All right. Do I have a motion to authorize the advertisement of ordinance number 01-2021, amending Chapter 44, Open Space Review Board for the purpose of clarifying membership?
So
So-
moved.
Spencer made the motion. Rebecca, did I hear you second?
Second.
And all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Next item on the agenda is regarding COVID, a resolution regarding COVID. And Erica, you want to bring us up to speed on this one?
Certainly. This resolution is required pursuant to an application for financial assistance. We have eligible COVID-related expenses, a lot for cleaning and sanitation, which is an eligible item. PEMA and FEMA are coordinating on this emergency financial assistance related to the COVID event, and we're following those procedures, going through the application process. And in order to designate myself as an agent for the township in signing documents, this would be required to move forward. Right now, what we're looking at is that the grant can provide up to 75% relief. So we're looking at approximately $5,000 for fiscal year 2020. So for 2021, we will have to look at that as a separate project.
Comments from the board? Any comments from the public? Okay, do I have a motion to approve resolution number 03-2021, authorizing the PEMA application for financial assistance?
So moved.
Rebecca makes a motion. Do I have a second?
Second.
Spencer seconds it. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All right. Next item is the purchase of a police patrol vehicle. Chief, want to bring us up to speed on this one?
Yes, yeah, I provided to the board the proposals that were given there for the quotes. And we were looking to replace the 2015 GMC that currently has over 110,000 miles on it, and replace it with a new 2021 Dodge Ram pickup through Chapman, and then have it upfitted, as well as having the decal work being done. As I've been in contact with the dealership, and just waiting for approval, and then we'll move forward if allowed, and get things rolling.
Any comments or questions from the board?
My only comment is that I see we're trading it in. Normally we go through the bid process to sell it. It looks like they're giving us quite a bit of money on a trade-in, more than what we normally get through, help me out, Erica, what's the name of the bid?
Municipal. Yep.
Correct, thank you.
No problem.
Are we staying in what we're allowed to do here as the municipality?
As far as trading the vehicle in, yeah, I've been in
Yes.
contact with the DEA because of the funds that have been used to purchase vehicles in the past, and they have no issues with the vehicle, and no need to record anything with them. They said it is our property and we can do with it as we see fit. So we are good with being able to trade it in with the dealership.
Yeah, it looked like a very good trade-in price, so I was pleasantly
Yes.
surprised.
Yes.
Thank you.
Any other comments from the board? Any questions for the chief from the public? All right, hearing none, do I have a motion to authorize Chief Dykert to purchase the 2021 Dodge Ram as presented?
So moved.
Rick makes a motion. Do I have a second?
Second.
Spencer seconds it. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. How long does it take, Matt, to come in?
The vehicle's there in the dealership right now. So tomorrow morning I'll reach out to them, and we'll start the process of taking our GMC down to get the lights and equipment taken out of that first, and then they'll actually take the vehicle up to the upfitter, which is Block Communication, and they'll actually take that there, and we'll be able to put the parts in there. Hopefully in the next couple of weeks, we'll be able to get it out of there and over to the decal.
Very good. Thank you very much. Administration supervisors reports. Rebecca, do you have anything?
I just want to thank the road crew for keeping our roads clear. We're going to have another storm coming up, and I look forward to seeing the red trucks out in the road at that time. So thank you. And I have nothing else.
Hey, John, what happened with the truck that broke down in front of my house?
He had 2 flat tires, unfortunately. So spares put on and replaced. So we're ready to rock and roll for the next 1, 2, 3, 4. It looks like 4 in a row, maybe. So
I hope not. Rick, anything?
Just, I would echo Rebecca's sentiment with the road crew. Very fine job that I've seen, and thanks, and along with the police, they seem to be, staying on top in all this foul weather, and so good job, everyone.
if I can just add to that, I would just want to make sure kudos go out to the the fire and the EMS. That station staff, they're ready to rock and roll whenever a call comes in, and many did throughout that storm. So, I mean, again, you have volunteers, in harsh weather serving the community. So kudos to them also.
Rick, anything else?
No, that's all for me. Thank you.
Spencer, do you have anything?
Well, I also appreciate the work that our road crew did during the storm. But I have nothing else to add. Thank you.
Okay. I guess the only thing I have at Parks and Rec last week, Jay reported that the Coventry Woods Festival has been put off, postponed this year. Jay, I see that you're still here. Can you bring us up to date on what's going on there?
Certainly, Jim. Yeah, in discussions with Erica, we just thought it was prudent for the committee not to follow through with our traditional May date. There's still so many questions regarding COVID and vaccines, and it was just premature to plan a large public event at that time. So hopefully we'll just wait a little bit, see how the process moves forward. And we had originally talked in 2020 about possibly combining the festival and bonfire. And of course, 2020 didn't work out that was feasible. But maybe 2021 will allow that opportunity for the community to gather and celebrate our public lands at a later date.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Managers report. Erica.
Thank you. I'm also joining in, thanking everybody for the storm coordination, volunteer, staff, board, everybody, and there's massive collaboration, and I know I appreciate it, and I am happy to be part of that. Although we have to go through these incidents, and we'll monitor the forecast. That's what we'll do. Regarding COVID, no new updates at this time. Related to that, still, I would just recommend vaccine information. Go to County Health Department for information. The EAC is also kicking off their, well, they had their first webinar of the 2021 season. Will have their second for February, and that is scheduled for Wednesday, February 10th at 7 p.m. And that's on the wonderful world of bats, presented by Lydia Massamore. And we have all that information on their series, which goes through May, and that is on the township website. And then lastly, township offices will be closed on Monday, February 16th in observance of President's Day. And that's my report. Thank you.
Good. Thanks, Erica. Solicitors report. Dan.
Yes, thank you. On Thursday, I had a argument with the Commonwealth Court that was remotely done. The purpose of the argument was the Tripodis, the appellants in the case, filed a motion, an emergency motion with the Commonwealth Court to stay Judge Mann's order to sell the property from September 2020. The argument was basically one issue where Tripodi asserts that because the federal and states don't, the federal government and Pennsylvania don't have an actual guideline as to how you ameliorate mold, therefore the township really can't push to ameliorate mold, which is a nonsense argument. What I got from the Commonwealth judge, though, is that she felt that even if there's a 1% or less chance of they prevailing, and she was very suspect as to it prevailing, that what happens if the sale goes forward and they prevail in the actual appeal. And because the appeal is pretty much closed at this point, we have done the briefs and we're just waiting for an actual argument date on the actual appeal, that, quote, the light is at the end of the tunnel and maybe we should just be prudent and wait until the actual appeals are exhausted and this is the last end of it, the end of it. My argument was that first, they were not timely. They should have done this back years ago. We've exhausted this. There wasn't a formal objection. I actually thought that perhaps we would have gotten the order by this point. So I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but we have not gotten the actual order at this point. And we'll wait to see what happens. But I suspect that very shortly we'll have the argument, and maybe regardless, either if the court does not quash, I suspect that Tripodi will still appeal to the Supreme Court and at least buy a little bit more time. And if the judge and if the court does grant the quash, we still have the appeal process, which I think will be resolved relatively fast.
Anything else?
No,
So,
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. Public comment. It's a portion of the meeting that the public has to comment. If you have a comment, please unmute yourself, identify yourself, and comment. Last chance for public comment. Hearing none. Tonight, the board does not have an executive session, so that does conclude the meeting. 24 people made it to the end. Certainly appreciate you all sticking around here this evening. At this time, we are going to adjourn. So thank you, everyone. We'll see you in a couple of weeks back here on February 22nd. Good night, all.
Thank you.